These days, it can be hard to trust the media. What's true, what's fake, and who is behind the message? I'm a freelance journalist and videographer who has spent years studying the media. Now I'm taking a look at what local, regional, and national news stories mean to us here in North Central Washington. I'm Dominick Bonny, and this is Common Sense. Hello and welcome to Common Sense. I'm Dominick Bonny, and this week we're going to focus on homelessness, specifically chronic homelessness on the streets of the Wenatchee Valley. Recently, I went out in the middle of the night for a ride-along with Jorge Castaneda, who does volunteer outreach work among this extremely vulnerable group of people. According to a recent white paper by a City Council of Wenatchee subcommittee titled Strategies to House the Unsheltered Homeless Population and Decrease Community Impacts in Chelan and Douglas counties, there are approximately 350 homeless people on the streets of Chelan and Douglas counties. Of those people, 266 are classified as sheltered, staying in transitional housing or shelters, and 84 are classified as unsheltered, which means they are living on the streets or in places not meant for human habitation. The committee goes on in the white paper to say, quote, due to their high vulnerability, unsheltered individuals access emergency room medical care at a much higher rate than the general population. Law enforcement expends significant resources responding to emergency calls involving homeless individuals. Business owners, especially in the downtown core area, are also impacted when homeless individuals camp in public spaces and impede customer access to businesses, end quote. According to the subcommittee, which is made up of Wenatchee City Councilor Linda Harold, Wenatchee Police Chief Steve Crown, and the city's Community Development Director Glenn DeVries, and Grant Programs Coordinator Sandra Van Austin, Confluence Health alone estimates they lose $1 million a year due to the continuous use of emergency services by this population. They even have a nickname for the chronically homeless who frequently need emergency medical services. They call them frequent flyers. You can take a look at the subcommittee's presentation to Wenatchee City Council via a link to that meeting recording on YouTube in the show notes of this episode if you go to NCWLIFE.com and go to the full episodes tab and then scroll down to Common Sense with Dominick Bonny. It's episode 24. But for a first-person in-depth look at what chronic homelessness on the streets of Chelan and Douglas counties looks like, I went out with Jorge and followed him on his rounds as he checks up on the chronically homeless. Let's take a look.
I guess you could say I grew up on the streets, gangbanging, slinging dope, doing dope. And as far as what got me wanting to do this, I've always seen the homelessness epidemic, if you will, and all the stuff that's gone on with it, that's come along with it. I've been a part of it, I've witnessed it. And what got me into it was my faith, I guess you could say, is what it boils down to. That's what got me into it. I feel led, I feel called to do this. I wanted to do something, I wanted something different. Something, as an addict, as a gangbanger, I don't know if it's fair to say as a product of the environment I grew up in on the street, I just spent so much time feeding into all the hatred and all the, I guess, evil, for lack of better terms. And I wanted something different. And I didn't really realize that until I started getting clean. So one of the first times I did this, I guess you could say it started off as wanting to do my good deed for the year. This was a few years back. And one of my brothers, he mentioned how important it was to acknowledge their humanity, their being the people that lived on the street. To acknowledge the fact that they are human beings. Whatever reasons got them on the street, put them on the street, they are children of God. And I need to acknowledge that as a child of God, as a follower of Jesus. I need to express that. So my good deed for the year, once I mentioned to a few people that I was going to be doing it, they poured into me via donations, clothing, food, all kinds of snacks, socks, whatever, underwear. And it got to be so much. This same brother that told me, reminded me to acknowledge their humanity. He said, maybe it's something you do more than once. That was a couple weeks before Thanksgiving, this past year. And I've gone just about every night since. I've taken, obviously I take some nights off because I've learned I need to. Because initially it was every night, 7 nights a week. Because, I don't do this to feel good, but that is a byproduct of it. I do feel good doing it, and I just wanted to go. But like I said, I've learned to take some time off. I've got a sponsor. I've got other people that love me, and they've expressed, they've drilled into me, that old saying, you can't take care of anybody if you can't take care of yourself, and so I've learned some balance. I take them, like I said, clothes, hand warmers. It all started with hot chocolate. A lot of people don't know my name out here. They know me as the hot chocolate guy. It all started with that. So that's kind of my main thing. But what I try to take them is, I've got a mission, and what I try to take them is love. My mission is to love people, quote unquote. And I try to take them love. And what that looks like for me is a conversation. I go out literally in the middle of the night. Initially, I wanted to go out, I don't know, Saturday, Sunday afternoon, like a normal person. And but my life is such that it ended up being in the middle of the night. I say it's God that made it this way. And then my higher power also took it one step further and made it so that the community I'm reaching, the specific community I'm reaching, tend to be those with mental disabilities, those that are active addiction, and it, frankly, sometimes it sucks, because I don't have that much clean time. And there's been times when I'm triggered. There's been times that have gotten downright dangerous. And these things, they trigger all different sorts of behaviors, not just addiction. But by the grace of God, I've been able to make it home, and what I'm finding is that there's a lot of love on the street. There is a lot of love on the street. These are human beings that want to be loved, and they want love. They want to love, rather, and they want to be loved, just like the rest of us. And so I just, I start at one end of town, and I drive by. I see somebody walking down the street. I see somebody parked on the side of the road. I roll my window down, scream out hot chocolate. What's up, man? You want some hot chocolate tonight? What's up, Justin? You want some hot chocolate?
Video on him, is it okay if I roll my camera? Okay.
How's things going tonight?
All right.
Just all right.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen anybody else out tonight?
Mm-hmm.
It's been super slow for me. I mean, I haven't seen too many people. Do you need anything besides something to snack on? Socks, gloves?
Probably.
Both?
Yeah.
Okay. How's that?
Yeah,
You good?
okay.
All right, brother. Be safe, man.
At Earthwise Pet, we take an all-natural approach to wellness and nutrition. Our professional certified groomers were trained by the best in the Pacific Northwest. Our staff here at Earthwise Pet are all certified in pet nutrition. We are here to help you select the perfect food, supplement, and anything else you may need to make sure your pet is living its best and most healthy life. Earthwise Pet, Nutrition Center and Wellness Spa. Online or in the store, we are here for you.
Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bob File Boats and Motors. Now you can fish like a pro without breaking the bank thanks to the ProMag aluminum fishing boat by Smokercraft. It features a great layout with a spacious bow casting platform, huge live wells, and in-floor storage to safely stow your gear. See the Smokercraft line of boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
Welcome back. Let's jump back into my ride-along interview with Jorge Castaneda.
And they respond or they don't, you know, and if they do, you know, I try to offer conversation. Obviously, I offer the tangible things. It's just my excuse to be out there and I get to know people. And, you know, do I get to know them, you know, on a certain level, you know? I mean, I'm not inviting them to my home, obviously, but, you know, I get to know a little bit of why they're out there. You know, I don't know that I would even go as far as to say I get to know them. I know their names. And I know that a lot of them appreciate the fact that somebody notices them. A lot of them feel unnoticed. I was just at your house.
Huh?
I was just at your house.
Oh, well, I'm not there. I just wanted to say hello to you.
Oh, okay, all right. This is my friend I was telling you
Oh,
about.
all right.
Hey, how's it going?
Well.
Would you mind?
No, yeah, I'll talk to you.
Do you have a minute?
Yeah.
Right on.
Well, I got about half hour, so.
Sweet. This is my friend Ken.
Yes, I am.
Ken, how long you been out on the streets?
Over 4 years.
Wow. And where are you from originally?
Michigan, Detroit
I see.
area. And I went to the Upper Peninsula to go to school and college.
Uh-huh.
Ended up with a bunch of engineering degrees.
Wow.
Ended up working on computers
Uh-huh.
before I actually set up the internet. I mean, that's how old I am.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Yeah, ARPANET was what it started as.
Huh.
And I downloaded files from the Pentagon to the contractor's place.
I forget if I totally unrelated. I'm sorry.
No, go right ahead.
It just popped into mind. I don't remember if I asked you. Do you need any Narcan?
No,
Okay.
I don't do that.
Um,
Nope.
Any other kind of
I do.
any other supplies?
I do.
Any other
CBD.
supplies you could do? You could use.
I could do. No.
Use some socks.
I could go and get some prescription
some
drugs.
wipes.
Go to the new drug dealer. Yeah, we call them doctors, MD. Do you know that the doctors killed more people during the same time as the virus?
I believe
Through
it.
mistakes. So they cut out the surgery.
They are
This is
they
the
are
first
people.
year. Yeah, it's the first year that the virus beat the doctors only because they couldn't do surgery.
How long you been in Wenatchee, my man?
Almost 20 years.
Oh, wow.
I did ski patrol 10 years,
Wow.
but cancer took me out because they make me sit and bump.
Oh,
And then I can't get going again. So,
Uh-huh.
or like lunch. If I go, I ski all day.
yeah.
I don't go in, I don't stop. You know, chairlift it, you put a roll with a sandwich or maybe a bag of cream cheese and put it in your pocket, you're good till you're done.
Yeah.
Here, look at my arm.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, that's.
It looks broken, and it is.
Wow.
Yeah, but you want to hear the magic?
Huh.
It fell all the way off, right by Ballard Ambulance.
Uh-huh.
Ballard Ambulance guy comes out and sees it, and my hand is laying in my lap.
Yeah.
I go to pick up my arm, and it stayed there, and I went, oh no. He looked at me. I said, well, got 15 seconds. And I said it because we called it reducing the fracture in ski patrol.
Yeah.
I reduced my own.
Right.
I used the top of my head, held my hand, pulled my arm down and set it in. But it didn't go right.
Oh.
2 months later, I fell again in the Coleman parking lot there, the gas down
Yeah.
out in the load station. I broke this side again. I heard it snap, but this side went back in.
Wow.
So half of it fixed. And
So-
because
I fixed the other half.
right, so I asked God. I was mad. I said, okay, God, I'll go in tomorrow. I'll have him re-break my arm. I'll have it fixed. It hurts so much. I didn't realize I was going to be the one breaking it.
Yeah.
But it went back
Have
in.
you seen the doctor about it?
No, I'm going to go tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hurting again. Well, the more it heals,
Yeah.
when it's screwed up, the more it hurts.
I'm sure.
Tendons are finishing. I got bruises.
Yeah.
But the arm went the broken arm went all the way up my hand and back. So I broke both bones, my
Yeah.
wrist, my hand, all my fingers, and my thumb twice. But I put them all back in.
Well, get to the doctor.
Yeah.
Get there.
They'll help you.
Oh, well. No, I'll say that, but I'm trying to. But, they say, oh, well, we'll help you and we'll just write off. I'm like, no, that's other people's money.
Yeah.
So I might do a GoFundMe page, show my wrist. Please
Do
help me.
something. Do something.
Please help me.
Get that checked.
Yeah, definitely.
I have to now.
We're gonna move on.
Thank you.
You have a
My
good night.
pleasure.
Ken Clark. Clark Kent, he likes to call himself.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Ken Clark is his name. That's how he introduced himself.
Do you see him often?
Not often, no. No, I've seen him just a few times. I saw him the other day and he was one of the people, excuse me. He was one of the people that said he would be willing to talk to you
Yeah.
with a camera going, so.
Ken is the perfect example of someone who needs medical attention and can't pay for it. But as you saw in the interview with him, he refuses to get medical attention for that wrist. As he said in the interview, no, that's other people's money. Stay tuned after the break for the last segment of my interview and ride along with Jorge.
Hi, Stephen DeVilbus here, Branch Manager of Beneficial and Home Care. We are an equal opportunity employer and we do not discriminate in employment or services. It is our mission to maximize our clients' physical health and sense of mental well-being while remaining in the comfort of their home. We are currently seeking professional caregivers who share our mission to help our clients live safely and comfortably at home. Call Beneficial and Home Care. Schedule your interview today. 509-663-7900.
There are so many possibilities for you to learn local right here at Wenatchee Valley College. Take classes towards a degree or certificate in more than 50 areas of study. Wenatchee Valley College now offers a large variety of virtual classes, including labs, sign language, music, and machining, and they have the resources to help you succeed in virtual classes. So when a college degree is your goal, learn local at Wenatchee Valley College.
Welcome back. Let's jump back into my ride along with Jorge and meet Juan, who lives in his car on Benton Street.
What's up, Juan? Want some hot chocolate tonight?
Yeah, I'd love to. Love some.
All right, let me get.
You be able to give me a job?
Yeah, you got some cables? That's the one you want right there. It's a positive.
Positive?
Yep.
I haven't found any other ones that work better than these ones right here.
Right on. Well, let's get them on and get them working.
Just the ground.
How you doing tonight?
All right.
Where are you moving to?
I don't know yet.
Gotta get her running first, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Stay warm.
Kind of. Well, if I get under blankets, I probably stay warm, you know. There's a sleeping bag over there.
What are you doing on socks?
Socks? I just probably use a pair of socks.
Okay. Where's your boss tonight? What was his name?
Our boss?
Your former boss. You were
Oh.
with him. You were with him the other night.
The mechanic?
I guess.
Oh, my mom? Sometimes my mom comes out here.
No, it wasn't your mom. There's some guy. You said you said you used to work for him.
Oh, Calvin.
Calvin.
Yeah, he's I haven't seen him really. I seen him last night. Riding around and just biking around and stuff.
Those some gloves?
Sure. We can take these out when I'm done. I don't really want to warm up. Sometimes it's just too cold to even take your gloves off to like eat or something, you know. So it's like,
yeah, I can imagine.
They work. I mean, it is cold. It's like, man, they burn. You know, just from not having them covered. At least the fingertips do anyway.
Yeah. Hopefully those help.
Yeah.
How you doing on socks? You need some socks?
Yeah. I
think I just asked you that, didn't I?
Yeah. I mean, I always give them out too if somebody needs them. So. God, that's what I think that's why a lot of people usually come around me, man. You know, like.
Because you give them stuff?
Well, I mean, because they know that, if they need something, they can get it.
You'll help them out?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's what we do, right?
Yeah.
Help each other out.
I mean, but, at least ask or leave me a note or something and don't just, invade and fucking just, then I have to pick up maps or whatever. Yeah. But usually stuff like that, usually keep it visible.
Have you thought any more about coming to a meeting? You still thinking no?
It's probably not. I'm not really a people person, man.
Likes to make excuses as to why getting clean isn't going to work for him.
Right. And how long have you known him?
Just since I started coming out here.
Yeah.
So just since November-ish. Hey, you want some hot chocolate? Yeah. Anybody down here? I got hot chocolate. You can see evidence of people still being here from time to time.
Looks like there was a fire there.
Yep. Very likely. That's one of the reasons I'm sure why people got kicked out of here. It used to be you'd come in here and it just reeked like urine and feces.
Wow. According to the report that came out by the subcommittee on homelessness, the task force for the city council, their report said that there's about 300, more than 300 homeless people, but many of them are sheltered. That means that they have a place to crash at night, whether that be a shelter or a friend's house or whatever, couch surfing. But there's 85 of those people are what they call chronic homeless, which means they sleep in places that are not fit for human habitation. So would you say that those are the folks that you're interacting with, is the chronic homeless?
Yeah, for the most part. There's a few that I think one guy actually isn't homeless. I think he actually has a house and he just likes to panhandle. That seems to be the case. I mean, I find them sleeping, literally behind a dumpster, under a bridge, so yeah, there.
Well, I imagine, you said at the beginning that, you initially thought about doing this during the day, but I would assume that this kind of window at night, and I'm totally assuming right here because I'm not out at this time usually, but I assume that these are peak activity hours for a lot of these folks, especially if they do have mental illness or addiction issues.
Well, my own experience in active addiction, I was, going back to my faith, the sin loves to hide in the dark, and the things I was doing in my active addiction, I didn't want people to see. And my drug of choice kept me up. So I can imagine that I don't have to imagine, I see them actively using quite a bit, and that's, so yeah, it is very much what I see.
Yeah, and as somebody in recovery, how do you deal with that as a trigger? Like you said, it can be triggering.
I spend a lot of time in prayer. My faith plays a huge part. It kind of goes my faith, my recovery, and then the rest of me. So I spend a lot of time in prayer. I've got a pretty large support group that I can call on when I really, really need to. So that's what I do. I lean on my support group. Again, the things I've learned. Growing up, it ain't easy to ask for help. Living on the street, that's a weakness if you need help. But this 12-step program has taught me that, it's actually not weak to ask for help. It's wisdom. It's smart. It shows you some intelligence. I'm not out to save anybody. That's not my job. That's another thing I've learned in my program is, people they'll seek the help like I did when I was ready. They'll do it when they're ready. I'm not here to save anybody. I'm just here to love people.
I'm not here to save anybody. I'm just here to love people. That's probably a healthy way to go about the business of reaching out to the chronically homeless. If Jorge were to become too emotionally invested in each individual he encounters, it would surely be a psychological toll that would be too heavy to bear by a single person. I want to give Jorge kudos for taking the initiative to do something proactive and positive, and thank him for agreeing to be my guide and showing me a side of Wenatchee and a population of people many of us rarely encounter or even acknowledge. Chronic homelessness so often goes hand in hand with addiction and mental health issues. As much as we'd like to ignore the problem, we cannot. But his efforts, while noble, are like a Band-Aid on a head wound. We have to address this issue as a community, a state, and even an entire society. That's why this is a perfect time for all of us to pay more attention to this issue than we normally would, because the cities of Wenatchee and East Wenatchee are currently in the process of considering a plan to establish a low-barrier shelter and sleep center like the ones in Walla Walla and Moses Lake. East Wenatchee's hearing is on March 16th, and Wenatchee's is on March 25th. You can find a link to the subcommittee's presentation to Wenatchee City Council on February 12th in the show notes. And if you would like to know more about what Jorge is doing and support his mission, you can get more information about that in the Together Wenatchee Facebook group. The link is in the show notes. Join me next time for more common sense.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellingson here from Live It Up. Join us every week as we answer your questions on health, wealth, and relationships.
We're all about you creating a life that you love, so tune in to Live It Up.